Hi, welcome to Sehtar. My name is Venkdesh. I'm an author and a therapist. In today's episode, we are going to look into removing blocks. So, when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to creating your future, when it comes to living the life that you want and making things happen, there could be some blocks. There could be something that is coming in the way. It could come across as some kind of an obstacle, some difficulties, some challenges, and other things that are usually what could be termed as stumbling blocks. And they can create hurdles. They can stop you from getting what you want. So, is it possible to remove them? In a nutshell, the answer is, to be honest with you, it's yes and no. Both scenarios are possible. And the reason for that is there are a number of causes and number of factors that come into play in making things happen. So it is not possible to summarize everything in one sentence or in one video. However, what we are going to do today is to make a honest attempt in understanding what could be the reasons for such blocks and what we as human beings can do about it. What are the steps that we can take to clear them off and getting what we want. See, one of the best ways to understand this is to see this as a journey. You see, we are at one point and we want to make something happen, and it's a journey from this point to that point. So we are moving from where we are to what we want. So from the present moment, we are traveling to this future moment, and at some point in future, that future will become the present, and then this keeps going, this keeps happening and this is like a never-ending thing. And as long as we are living, breathing, walking, talking, there are a lot of things that will keep happening, and the past is over, the future is yet to happen, and the present is what we have. And focusing on the present moment, we want to build the future. So when it comes to building or creating the future, also called as manifesting, there could be some blocks, obstacles, which in disguise can be a blessing. It could turn out that there are some positive elements to it. So that's one thing very important for us to understand. The moment we say a risk, it's often seen as a very negative word, but a risk could also turn out to be a reward. And it would be sometimes good that we came to know of it early on so that we could prevent something even more complex or dangerous down the line. So there are some positive aspects to it, and there are also some negative aspects to it. So what we are going to look into is some of the key points when it comes to understanding reasons for such blocks and how we can remove those blocks, or at least we can make a honest effort in clearing off those hurdles. So first things first, when it comes to blocks in manifesting, the first and almost in many occasions what I have seen is the block that can come from within, from ourselves. Yes, from ourselves, from inside. That is the number one thing that will often stop us from achieving what we want. Now, it's even more complex than saying it. It is not a very simple thing. However, if we take the right steps and the time, it is possible to understand this. It is possible that we ourselves are stopping us from doing what we have to do, from achieving what we can. The reason I am starting there is this is something that we can fix and we can handle. Fix is probably too strong a word. I think we can manage it, we can handle it, and that block is also called as resistance. And we are resisting ourselves, we are stopping ourselves. The reason for that is there is an innate desire and a drive for safety and survival. So, as a human being, our brain is geared for survival. It's always seeking safety, and therefore would do whatever it is possible, whatever it can, by all ways and means to protect us. So, the reason for that is coming from a positive point of view. The brain is trying to protect us by avoiding something that could potentially be very dangerous for us, and therefore that is stopping or resisting from making something happen. This innate drive for survival, so what we have to do is tell ourselves the clear and the true narrative, the story that what we have to do, what we are attempting to do is actually good for us, is actually beneficial for us and the people around us, and therefore we are going in that path, in that direction. And if we could do that and reinforce it, then probably that resistance will go away, and therefore we will be able to achieve what we want. The second reason for not happening, for not being able to make things happen is it's kind of an umbrella term, but it's true. That was fear. That would be fear. The only thing that we have to fear is the fear itself. That's a very famous saying. And fear could come in many different ways and shape and forms. And one of the most common fear is fear of other people's opinion. What would others think about us? And then it could also come across as fear of rejection. It could also come across as fear of failure. It could also come across as fear of our own identity. Will I change? Will people see me as a different person? Is this okay? Is it acceptable? Is it all right? So all of these things can kind of come together and manifest as fear and stop us from succeeding. One another reason is looking for perfection. We probably believe that it's not too good, it's not the way it has to be, it's not very perfect. So that could be blocking us. Another reason is it's kind of a thing that can fit into fear itself, but slightly different. That is doubting ourselves. That is doubting on the way things can happen, doubting on other people, doubting on the process, doubting on the procedure, doubting on various other factors concerned with whatever needs to happen. One another thing is also related to this, but slightly different. That is worry. Worrying about the future, worrying about ourselves, worrying about the people involved, worrying about the process, worrying about how things can happen, worrying about all sorts of things. It could be anxiety, it could be depression, it could be fear, it could be doubt, it could be, like I said, this is kind of an umbrella thing which can be slightly different but related to each other, and can come across as anything that we saw just now. It could be fear, it could be doubt, it could be worry, it could be perfection, it could be other people's opinion, it could be fear of missing out of something, it could be the lack of something or the fear of lack of something. All of these things are going to really stop us from achieving what we want. So removing resistance is one of the main things, and looking at all these reasons, we can take small steps day by day and try to understand what is it that's actually stopping us. And once we know that, now we have the power of awareness. So with awareness, by being kind to ourselves, with kindness, with that pure loving kindness for us, on us, and for the other people involved, it is possible to slowly remove those obstacles. It is possible to handle them in a nice way, in a gentle way, and create the future that we want. It is definitely possible. You can make it happen. You can gear up for success and victory. This is the first introduction in this topic. We will be covering more in upcoming episodes, and I look forward to seeing you in one of the other episodes as well. Wishing you the very best, and for you to enjoy a healthy, wealthy, and happy life.